Good morning, students. Welcome to the digital classroom with Holy Heart School. Today, we are going to continue with our chapter Insolation. In today's video, we will be learning about the factors affecting the temperature. While going through this topic, we will be learning some new words like number 1, temperature, degree of hotness or coldness. Number 2, atmosphere, the envelope of air surrounding the earth's surface. Number 3, altitude, height of the place above the mean sea level. Number 4, ocean currents. The general movement of the oceanic water in a definite direction is called ocean current. And at last we have prevailing winds. The wind which constantly blow in the same direction throughout the air are called prevailing winds or permanent winds. Now students, please open up your chapter number 13, page 97. But before we start with the today's topic, let's have a brief about the topic. Temperature. Temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness. Temperature plays a vital role in determining the weather and climate of a place. Temperature at a place influences other elements of weather also. It affects humidity, pressure, rainfall, winds, etc. of a place. The distribution of temperature over the earth is not uniform. The variation in the temperature of the atmosphere is due to the combined effect of a number of factors. Some of them are latitude of the place, altitude, distance from sea, slope of land, prevailing winds, and ocean currents. Now students, let's start with the reading of the topic. Factors affecting the temperature of a place. Temperature is a degree of hotness or coldness. The temperature of the atmosphere is not same at all places. It varies not only from place to place but also from time to time. For example, the temperature in equatorial regions is opposite to that of polar regions. The temperature of the place depends largely on the amount of insolation. Insolation means incoming solar radiations received by that place, and this we have already understood in our last video. The study of distribution of temperature on the surface of the earth is very important, as weather means atmospheric condition of a place for a short period of time, and climatic conditions means the average weather conditions of a place for a long period of time. The vegetation zones means the crops growing in that particular area or the natural vegetation of the particular area. Animal and human life, etc. basically depend on it. The variation means change in the temperature of the atmosphere is due to the combined effect of number of factors. Some of them are as under. 1. The latitude of the place. Latitude is an imaginary line running from east to west across the globe. The altitude of the place. Altitude is the height of the place above the mean sea level. The distance from the sea. The slope of the land. The prevailing means the permanent winds blowing in a particular direction throughout the air. And the ocean currents. Ocean currents are the general movement of water in a particular direction throughout the air. So now let's start with the first factor, that is latitude. The temperature of the place depends upon the latitude. Temperature decreases with an increase in latitude on the either sides of the equator due to the spherical shape of the earth and its annual revolution around the sun. Sun rays strike the earth at varying angles of incidence owing to the spherical shape of the earth and its inclination of its axis. Places lying near the equator receive direct rays of the sun, while places away from the equator and towards the pole receive slanting rays of the sun. Therefore, places near the equator are hotter than the places away from the equator or towards the poles. The sun rays travel a shorter distance near the equator. They heat a smaller area, but the intensity of heat is much greater. The sun rays travel a greater distance towards the pole, so the intensity of heat is less, and the sun rays heat a large area, hence places near the poles are less hot. So now let's read the latitude of the place. The temperature of the air at a particular place depends upon the amount of insolation, means incoming solar radiation received at that place. The amount of insolation depends upon the inclination, means tilting of the sun rays, which further depends upon the latitude of that place. Latitude of that place means the latitude passing from that particular place. The inclined rays of the sun spread over the larger area than the vertical rays of the sun. This I have already told. The equatorial regions receive almost vertical, means direct rays of the sun for a major part of the year. Therefore, this area experiences almost same type of climate throughout the year. Away from the equator towards the poles, the inclination of the sun rays increases. Thus, the equatorial region is warmer than the higher latitudes. Higher latitudes means the latitudes which are lying near to the poles, and the temperature of the air generally decreases from equator towards the poles. Now the next main factor is altitude. Altitude is the height of the place above the mean sea level. The higher the altitude, the lower is the temperature. That is, air is cooler at the higher altitudes than the earth's surface. The main reason for the decrease in temperature with an increase in height is that the atmosphere is heated from below more by terrestrial radiation than by incoming solar radiation. Air on the surface of the earth is dense and contains more carbon dioxide, water vapors, and other gases. Hence, its heat absorption capacity is more in the lower layers than in the upper layers where its density is less. Therefore, the temperature of the air decreases with an increase of every 165 meter of height, and this is known as normal lapse rate. Now hence we can understand the difference between the temperature in Shimla and Ludhiana. Even being at the same latitude, Shimla is cooler than Ludhiana because of its higher altitude. So now let's read. The altitude of the place. Altitude is the height of the place above the mean sea level. The lower layers of the atmosphere are comparatively warmer than the upper layers even in the same latitude, because the lower layers are heated by the terrestrial radiations. The temperature of the air decreases with the increase in height from Earth's surface at an average of 1 degree Celsius for every 165 meter of height. This is known as normal lapse rate. We can also say it as that temperature decreases by 6 degrees Celsius at every 1 kilometer of height. That is why the mountains even in the equatorial regions have snow-covered peaks like Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa. Mount Kilimanjaro is located in the equatorial region, but in spite of that it is covered with snow throughout the year. This is just because of its height or altitude. The decrease in temperature with increase in height from the sea level is due to two reasons. Number one, the density of the air decreases with increase in height above the sea level. The amount of heat absorbed by the air decreases with the increase in height. The density of air decreases with height. This is because there is less air pushing down from above and the gravity is weaker farther from the Earth's center. So at a higher altitude, the air molecules can spread out more and air density decreases. Second, we also know that air is heated by terrestrial radiation. Thus, the lower layers of air which come in direct contact with Earth's surface get more heat from the ground surface than the layer of air lying at a greater height. As we have already studied that terrestrial radiation is a long wave radiation that is absorbed by the atmospheric gases, particularly by carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. Thus, the atmosphere is indirectly heated by the Earth's radiation. Next we have distance from sea. Water and land have different heating capacity. Water takes a longer time to become warm and is able to retain heat longer than land does. In the day, land heats up very quickly and air above it warms up a lot more than the air over the water. The warm air over the land is lighter and begins to rise. The air over the water is cold and dense and it blows towards the land to occupy the empty space created over the land. The cool air that blows from sea towards the land is called sea breeze. During the night, the reverse happens. Land quickly loses its heat while water retains its warmth. This means the air over the water is warmer, less dense, and begins to rise. Now, the cold, dense air over the land begins to blow towards the water surface to replace the warm, rising air. The cool air that blows from land towards the sea is called land breeze. This is how the sea breeze keeps places near the sea warm in winters and cool in summers. This is the reason that coastal areas experience moderate climate, that is neither too hot nor too cold, and the places which are far away from the oceans or sea have extreme type of climate. Extreme type of climate means very hot in summers and very cold in winters. So now let's read. The distance from the sea. The land surface is heated at a faster rate than the water surface. This is because of their difference in heating capacity. Thus, the temperature of the air over the land and water surfaces is not same at a given time. The coastal areas means the areas adjoining the sea experience the sea breeze, means winds blowing from sea to land. This is due to the difference in the pressure during the daytime, and the land breeze means winds blowing from land to sea during the night time. This has a moderating influence on the temperature of the coastal areas. It means that they are keeping the temperature of nearby areas moderate, mean it is neither too hot or too cold. The daily range of temperature is less near the coastal areas and it increases with the increase in the distance from the sea coast. Now here the range of temperature means the difference between the minimum temperature. The low daily range of temperature is the characteristic of marine or equable climate, while the high daily range of temperature is the characteristic of continental climate. Continental climate means extreme type of climate, which means very hot in summers and very cold in winters. Thus, the areas which are far away from the sea experience extreme of temperature. Now, for example, Mumbai, as it is lying near to the sea coast, it is having moderate type of climate, while Delhi, which is very far away from the sea, experiences extreme type of climate. Now the next main factor includes slope of the land. The slope of the land also influences the temperature of a place. For instance, an area with a steep slope experiences a more rapid change in temperature than a gentle one. That is why a mountain range with the east-west alignment like Alps has higher temperature on the south-facing sunny slope than the north-facing sheltered slope. Similarly, the temperature may be lower in the valleys than the higher top. It mostly happens on the calm, cold winter nights when the sky is clear and the air is very dry. So now let's read. The slope of the land. Slope of the land means land whose one side is higher than the another. The slope of the mountain or any other relief feature means physical feature or landform facing the sun receive more insolation as it is getting the direct rays of the sun. The slope on the leeward side. Leeward side is that part of the mountain which is away from winds. This is due to the inclination of rays, means tilting of the rays on such slopes. The sun facing slopes receive higher temperature than the leeward slopes where the sun rays reach more slanting. In the northern hemisphere, the south facing slopes are warmer than the north facing slopes. The opposite is true about the places in the southern hemisphere. This is because of the inclination of the sun rays. For example, the valleys along the southern slopes of the Alps mountain in Europe have more human settlements and farming is widely practiced. Growth of vegetation depends upon the amount of sunlight and rainfall received. The southern slopes of Alps receive more rain, due to which these slopes are covered with thick vegetation, and we know where there is vegetation, there is more human settlement. Now next we have direction of winds. The direction of winds is another factor that influences the temperature of a place. Since lower latitudes are warmer than the higher latitudes as they are nearer to the equator, winds blowing from lower latitudes to higher latitudes warm the higher latitudes. Moreover, the winds which blow from sea to land are moisture laden and causes rainfall on the land, especially when they strike against a barrier. For example, southwest monsoon winds. Such winds lower the temperature of the place that they blow into. Sometimes the local winds also influences the temperature of the areas. For example, Lu increases the temperature in the northern plains. Mango showers bring light rainfall in the southern India and is very good for the ripening of mangoes. So now let's read the prevailing winds. Prevailing winds are the permanent winds that blow in a particular direction throughout the air. The prevailing winds help in the redistribution of temperature. The winds coming from the warmer areas, that is low latitudes, increase the temperature of the region over which they are blowing, while the winds coming from the cooler areas, that is the higher latitudes, decrease the temperature over which they are blowing. The effect of these winds is, however, limited to the period during which they blow. And this I have already explained. The winds blowing from ocean to the coastal lands bring in marine influence and thus lower the temperature. This we have already done in distance from the sea, that the coastal areas are mostly affected by land breeze and sea breeze. The winds associated with the warm oceanic currents raise the temperature of the coastal areas, while the wind coming in contact with cold oceanic current lower the temperature of the coastal areas. This is because warm ocean currents heat the air above the water and carry the warm air to the land, increasing the temperature of the coastal areas. The same is true in case of cold currents, that they carry cooler air to the land and lower the temperature of the coastal areas. Sometimes the local hot or cold winds can cause sudden increase or decrease in the temperature. For example, Lu, which is a local wind blowing in the northern plains of India, raises the temperature in the Ganga plain of North India to such an extent 48 degrees Celsius during daytime. Heat wave prolonged means extend the duration of for the several days in the continuation, and many people die of sunstroke. Sunstroke is an illness marked by high fever, and mostly the people get faint due to sunstroke. Next we have ocean currents. Ocean currents are the general movement of water in a particular direction throughout the air. Ocean currents influence the distribution of temperature over the globe. The warm and cold currents increase and decrease the temperature of the coastal regions respectively. Currents increase the moisture bearing capacity of the wind, while the cold currents decrease the same. Regions under the influence of warm currents experience heavy rainfall, while the cold currents bring dry conditions. Most of the deserts of the world are found mostly along the western side of the continents, along which the cold current flow. So now let's read the ocean currents. Ocean currents are the general movement of water in a particular direction throughout the air. The effect of warm water currents and cold water currents is limited to the adjoining coastal areas. Now here warm ocean currents are the currents which originate from the equator, for example Gulf Stream current, and cold water currents are the currents which originate from poles, for example the Labrador current. The warm water currents flowing from the tropical areas to temperate or cold zones raise the temperature in the effective areas. The Gulf Stream raised the average temperature of the coastal areas in the northwestern Europe This is the reason that the ports of the northwestern part of Europe remain open throughout the year, because the warm ocean currents of North Atlantic drift does not allow the water to freeze. And the Kuroshio warm water currents raise the temperature of Japanese coast. The effect largely depends on winds that blow over the ocean currents. For example, the trade winds blow between equator and tropics. These winds move the equatorial water polewards and westwards. They warm the eastern coast of the continents. For example, the North Equatorial Current warm up the eastern coast of North America as a Gulf Stream, and South Equatorial Current warm up the eastern coast of Brazil as a warm Brazilian current. The winds blowing from sea to land and passing over the warm water currents tend to increase the air temperature in the coastal areas, while the wind passing over the cold water current tend to decrease the air temperature in the coastal areas. So now students, with this we are ending up with the topic of the day. Please revise your topic and do the related question answers. Thank you.